let's go over my binder for our green card interview. Okay, so real quick before I really get into it, I think I probably started. Here are the things my attorney specifically asked me to bring, which are very simple. All she asked me to bring was original documents. That means birth certificate of my husband, me. Like, I brought my social. I didn't have his because we didn't realize we lost him. So we're gonna get his regardless. And also your passports. I went to the Mexico consulate. I hope I'm saying that right. But I went there and got mine, luckily. And I got it the same day. She asked for that. She asked for any additional evidence that shows that we are financially, joint, for example, like credit card statements, bank statements, that we have a joint account, that we have loans or cars or house, something together. We have nothing conjoined, really. We had a credit card together, but again, I didn't bring any proof of that except like bills. But a lot of bills nowadays, if you're on your profile, it only shows your name. So I brought copies of our bills and stuff, but I didn't have anything. But she didn't she didn't ask for any of that. All the stuff I have told you right now, she did not ask for any of it. She also told me to bring my taxes, the 2024 taxes, because we joined together jointly. So bring those. Those are gonna definitely be asked for. And then she said, that's it. I specifically asked, should I bring photos? She's like, nope, you already sent them into the application. I asked, do we bring a copy of our application? She's like, nope, they already have it. I'm like, but I also hear some people say that their attorney told them to bring that stuff. So take my video with a grain of salt. Do what your attorney asks you to do. Better safe than sorry. I still brought everything, as you'll see in this video. I overly prepared, which is better than being not prepared, which I'm sure you've heard. But I brought way more than I needed to, and that I was asked for. So I am not a pro. Just because I got approved on the spot doesn't necessarily mean I did anything better or anything. It really depends on who you get. Just to do a little recap, because I'll probably upload this to TikTok, but my PD was October 28th of 2024. Then I got scheduled for my interview. I got a letter in the mail May 9th, somewhere around there. And my interview was today, June 9th at 11 a.m. at the Phoenix Immigration office. So like I said, I think you guys have heard this in every video you watch, probably on TikTok, on Reels or whatever, but over prepare, because they probably will not ask you for 10% of the stuff you bring, which is fine. Or they might. Again, a lot of it's so hard. I kept comparing it to like pregnancy, where you have an idea of how pregnancy is, but everyone's pregnancy journey is completely different, and you cannot compare yourself so much, your journey. And I think that was the biggest thing with this whole process of getting a green card, is you're seeing someone else got their green card even though they filed after you. Someone got it in 2 months. Some people have been waiting for 2 years. Like, it can be discouraging, and like they say, comparison is a thief of joy. I struggled with that because I was seeing people who their PD was like in February and they already had their green card in hand. And I also see people who applied like a year ago and they had their interview like a good amount of months ago, and they're still waiting for an approval or decline. Like it's crazy. So if you're watching this and you're feeling that frustration and just kind of hopelessness and that just overthinking, your time will come whenever it's meant to. Please try not to compare yourself, because I know that's really hard. I know it can discourage you. Everyone's different. There's really no answer. There's nothing wrong with your case. That your case probably was perfect. Your interview probably was perfect. It went well, just as well as it did with mine. But for some reason, it is what it is, and it sounds horrible. But yeah, I'm sorry. I told myself I would be very just get to the point, because that was the biggest thing in my videos. I was like, oh my god, let me just see what's in your binder. So I'm sorry, that took like 2 minutes. But okay, my binder. The very first thing I did was have my card, my interview letter right where I can grab it, because when you walk into the USCIS, you need to show this to the security so they can allow you in. Just be aware that you will have to take off your shoes, your belts, watches, jewelry. He let me keep my rings on and my necklaces on, so that's nice. When I was doing DACA, they made me take everything off, even my jewelry and my necklaces. I do have one in my protective sleeve, because I didn't know. So the first, I like these. I got them at Target, like $7, my little, but just because they have folders and they're still dividers. So in here, I have my very first passport, like when I was a wee little baby. I have my current passport, and then I have my husband's passport. I have my Social Security with my blood on it because I had a nosebleed. But yep, put those back. I love it because I probably will not get rid of this binder because it's really cute. But I don't know if I can call it cute, but yeah, whatever. The next, let me turn you around. The next section, well, this is what this section is, sorry. I have my birth certificate, I have his, I have our marriage license. Okay, I figured I'll just do it this way. But okay, this is my civil registration from Mexico. This is a copy, like an official copy. This is my original document, because the biggest thing my attorney said was to have original documents, which she really didn't even ask for any. But just in case, I also have my visa entry, so that's, I only had a copy of it though, because again, that was 25 years ago. 24, just kidding, I could not do math. But yeah, I have that. Alright, and then in my next section is where I have everything to show that we are financially intertwined. So for example, I have our lease, our names are both on there. I also asked this from my apartment complex. I asked them, I wonder if they made it for me, but it says our names, Mariana Avelos and Anthony Garcia, and it shows all the payments we've made of our whole time here. And we've been here for a year, a little over a year, so going, you know, on our second year, and it shows the date we moved in and that we've been here the whole time. So there's that. The next thing I provided was proof of property insurance, that we have property insurance together. Both our names are on there. I make, again, copies, paper protector sheets, just in case. I also put a bill of SRP. I put my very first bill and my very last. I've never heard anyone bringing it. Again, I over-prepared. I'm gonna say it like 10 times, okay? But yeah, because it shows the date, everything. Okay, and then the next section is just gonna be a little bit more about, this is more, it's not like financially being joined in a sense, if that makes sense. Like I separated how we show proof being together One being like bills and stuff, the other one being more stuff like, for example, this. This is that he's on my insurance, that he's my beneficiary. He's on my life insurance. He gets 100% of everything. And then the next one was we have a dog together, so I just showed proof that this dog is under both of our names, and this was in 2023, just to show. And then I just showed a proof of our T-Mobile bill, that we're both authorized users. So yeah, the next section is simply about me. I don't know, my attorney did not even ask for this. I put this in there just to show proof that I can contribute to society, that I will not be asking for a bunch of help. Like, I can fully provide a positive impact to being a resident. I have my high school diploma. I have my university diploma. I have my two pay stubs from my 2 last pay stubs, and then I have my husband's pay stubs too, the last 4. I put those in the back just in case. And then the fun part, this is literally just, I went on IRS and I got copies of all the transcripts. This has a huge overview on everything. Same thing. And then I have my taxes and I have my W-2s, mine and his, just in case she did ask for the taxes. So yeah. And then the last part, let's see if I can show you, is just all the pictures. I did like bona fide marriage. Oh, is this focusing? Okay, sorry. Little late. But it says bona fide marriage photographs. I put the years. I put petitioner, his Anthony Esau Garcia, beneficiary, which is me. I did a timeline of all our things. My attorney told me multiple times to not take pictures. Just because she's not like, don't do it. It was more like, you don't need to. You're fine. But I did a whole lot of pictures. And, a good, yeah. And then this last section is just all the letters we received in the mail. I don't know, just in case. Again, I panicked. But again, better safe than sorry. But, yeah. I'm proud of myself. I'm happy. It's been a very happy day. I am sorry I took a while to reply. I just was overwhelmed in a very good way of how many people were happy for me. My family, people calling me. I was just really taking it in that I didn't even prepare for that in a sense. I didn't think I'd be so overwhelmed with joy, so I wanted to make this video as fast as I could before I forgot everything, but that is my binder. I'm gonna comment still everything I took and everything my attorney said to bring. Again, this was my experience. If your attorney tells you to bring more, just listen to them. This is just mine. And she's a very well-known attorney. She extremely talented. I cannot express how thankful I am for her, but I wish all of you the best of luck, and I really hope you get to have a day like I did. That is a day just full of love, support, and just, I don't know, I am filled, especially with a really dark time right now, with everything going on, and how nervous I was. I'm happy right now. It's been a long wait, as many of you know, no matter if you've been waiting for a couple of years or your whole life. But I have been waiting my whole life for this moment, and I know this is just the very first step. So it's a very surreal moment, and I really hope you guys get to have that moment very soon. If you have any more questions, comment, reach out to me on Facebook or on the messages, that's fine, but depending which platform you see this video on. But yeah, have a great day. Don't be discouraged. Try not to compare. That is the thief of joy, and I know that's really hard to do. I can say it numerous of times, but I think I compared every day. I checked the website every day, and I saw everyone else's posts, and I was like, how did they get it before me? But it's normal, we're human beings, but just really try to just focus on your journey and just be happy where you're at. Lean in with your partner, help them be a support for you. They're there for you. But have a great day. Thank you for everyone wishing me luck. All the comments I got were very sweet, and it really did make me feel a lot better and ease the nerves. Also, be nice to people when they're simply asking for help. It might be an obvious question for an obvious answer for that question to you, but maybe for them it's not. Be kind. We all need it. It's really not worth it, the mean comment, but bye. Okay, I wonder if I'm gonna include the beginning, but anywho, so let's get into how the interview went. She called us by her name, and I sat, when you walk into the whole Phoenix location, it's pretty long. I literally, once you walk in, I just sat in the first seats available, and then later on I moved all the way to the back, which is technically the front, where they call you, because I was scared I wouldn't hear them. So I sat right by the door, and I just waited for them to call me. They called me, went in there. The interview itself took like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I got approved on the spot. She did keep asking me why my attorney wasn't here. Not why, but like, oh, is your attorney coming? Oh, they're not coming. My attorney told me that she felt no need to come. She was very confident in my case. I've had DACA since I was 16, since I was able to. Never worked here illegally. I was, no criminal record, nothing. I came legally. I overstayed my visa. That was my situation though. So yeah, we went in there. She was super nice. Like, one of the best experiences, because again, with DACA, I was coming in every 2 years before COVID. So it was a very nice experience, and very casual. I mean, not casual, obviously, but sorry. Not like casual, like, hey, what's up, but like very much just like, hey, how are you? Then we're gonna go over this. She was very transparent with what we were going over, and then she, from the biggest thing with the whole interview was simply just asking about making sure we were still up to date, like what we put into our application, if I still worked at the same place, I still had the same address, just making sure. I had changed jobs, so I did update that. That's honestly the very first part. And the second part, all she was asking about was simply our timeline. So when did you guys meet? And then we obviously sidetracked a little bit for, like, I talked about our dogs, how we met, how we met like in August, but we didn't start actually like dating, talking more seriously till December, but we were talking in between just very casually. She just really wanted, the biggest thing is the timeline. She just wanted to see if it was legit. I mean, I looked at my husband, I was like, do you want to tell a story? Like, we would look at each other, just kind of laugh before telling the story. I feel like you just get to talk about yourself. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. I think it's such a nerve-wracking thing, right? Like, you have an interview to show that your marriage is legit, and you're nervous even though you know your marriage is legit. Like, I know it is. We have a whole house together. I have his Hot Wheels willingly in my office, right? Like, I'm scared. Like, it's not a weird feeling to be nervous, because I was so nervous, and I know most of you are nervous, and probably just, especially with everything going on, I can't imagine. Like, sorry if I'm like sidetracking too much, but I feel like not many people can understand what we're going through right now, and that's pretty unique that we get to have this page and actually talk and confide in each other. But yeah, mostly about your timeline. I know you're gonna be nervous. I know some of you are nervous about simply like, oh my god, what if my husband says something wrong, forget something, blah, blah, blah. My husband, within like 3 minutes of the interview, what's your birthday? And he did not say his birthday. He said my birthday. And we were fine. My biggest worry was not in my binder. I did not have. We don't have any accounts that are joint because we never did, because his credit's bad and we didn't want to have to run it. And then later on we realized that, oh, we can get a checking account, and, but we realized too late. And yeah, like, I will go into this in a second, but mostly from my experience, get your timeline. The only papers they asked for was my visa of entry because I did not provide it, and I didn't have it because I was like, I was 1 year old. I have no idea. I don't have no idea where it's at. I don't, And they asked for my taxes from that year that we filed jointly. So that's extremely important. Make sure you did your taxes together, especially if you're married. I had already submitted a lot of it into my application, like our lease, some bills. I had pay stubs, mostly because I had to update my employee, so my pay stub had that. Maybe it helped. Having things organized was also a really big thing, but I'll get into that right now. But yeah, and then she ended the interview. We just talked. We got dates. She was typing as we were talking constantly about our timeline. So make sure you know your timeline. Like, I honestly didn't know what month we started talking in. Because again, we just met and then we didn't talk till October. Like, I knew the dates when we hung out again, but when we first started talking, I had no idea. I had to go back into the pictures because we took a picture. And yeah, so just make sure you have your timeline. That's the biggest thing I can stress. So far, Phoenix, I have very good opinions about, but again, obviously everything depends on the time, date, person, everything, because I've been on DACA and I've had great biometric meeting appointments, whatever, and they've been great. Some have been it just depends. But yeah, let's get into the binder that she didn't even look at. Which is fine. I think that's the biggest thing I've seen in every video I've watched and been watching for since I got the interview letter, that you probably will not need most of these stuff unless your marriage looks very questionable. They're probably not gonna need any of this. So yeah,